Title 49 CFR Part 234 Grade Crossing Safety HEC 4 Subpart D Maintenance Inspection Testing. Learning objectives. Understand with these regulations mean with the inspection of the testing, understand that must be applied with the highway railroad grade crossing warning system. Understand with these actions during the installation maintenance with the modification system must comply with these statements. Standards. Caution: the following presentation with the developed provide general information only with the detailed compliance information refer to Title 49 CFR 234 grade crossing safety, including signal system, state action plans, emergency notification system. Recommend that each employee refer to the appropriate manuals, regulation when dealing with any specific issue. Information: CFRA grade crossing safety system standards and consider the minimum standards allowed with the installation, inspection, maintenance of the repair, highway, railroad, grade crossing warning system devices and appliances. Each railroad may adopt the more stringent standard referred to the railroad single system standard and instruction manual for further guidance. 234-201 Location of the plans. Legible, correct, cannot be torn, faded with a consistent more than one change of the color. Pencil must contain layout tracks, warning devices, installed control circuitry. Approach the length of the approach circuits within standby power type of the capacity. Kept the highway rail grade crossing warning system location. 234-203 Control circuit. The video vital circuit shall operate with the fail-safe principle. The fail-safe principle required with the circuit shall operate so that the failure ending with the power of the component shall cause the warning system to activate. Closed circuit fail-safe design. 234-205 Operating character of the warning system apparatus. The electromagnetic electronic apparatus and will be maintained according to the limits which it is designed to operate. 234-207 Adjustment repair with the replacement of the component. Determine the cause of any active highway grade crossing warning system failure with the perform necessary adjustment repair with the replacement without undue delay. So corrective action complete with the railroad shall be taken with the necessary appropriate sections as described in 234-105, 234-106, or 234-107. 234-209 and inference of the interference with normal function of the system. Interference in any of the conditions, circumstances that hinder, that impede, that diminish whatsoever the intent of the warning system. Testing of the crossing of the warning system must not be conducted but the provisions have been made by the safety highway users. Continue to show this and can cause this. 234-211 Security of the warning system apparatus. The all outdoor housing highway grade crossing warning system apparatus be kept locked and sealed with secured against unauthorized entry. Requirement include the warning system cave with the little unit housings, gate mechanism, housing junction, terminal box, battery box, bell, the audible warning devices, etc. Wrench locking, nut locking with bell recesses acceptable. Continued. Example of popular method of securing grade crossing warning system instrument housings. Continued. Wrench locking, nut locking with the bell across is acceptable. Continued. These are examples of not secured. 234-213 vital circuitry of the ground equal to except for the 75% of the release value of the 234-249 placed in service once each month. Extreme care should be taken when testing for grounds. In no case should the reading be taken when the train closely approaches or passing, nor shall the meter connection between an energy bus ground be left unattended. Continue. Visually inspect the ground system if possible. Actually prove the ground system. Continually always check the power with the power off on the left. The external battery is used. Always check the lights flashing unless the external battery is used. Always check the gates of the operating unless the external battery is used. Standby power. Standby power is sufficient with a reasonable length of the time during the period of primary power interruption. The design capacity shall be specified by the plans required in section 234-201, 234-251 once each month. Flashing light unit 234-217 properly positioned on line. 234-253 placed in service once each year. The visual approaching highway route users maintain will prevent dust and moisture for the entering unit. Around rails and reflectors kept clean and in good condition. 234-253 once each month. 234-217 flashing light unit flashes alternately. Number of flashes per minute shall not be less than 35 to more than 65. 234-253 placed in service once each year. 234-219 gate arm and lights and light cables. Gate arm shall be visible approaching highway with the gate arm. Lights and the wires shall be secured with the gate arm. Lamp voltage shall be maintained with not less than 85% of the prescribed lamp rating. 235-253 placed in service once a year. Voltage should be tested with the gate mechanism. Suitable junction box. 234-223 gate arm when horizontal position extend with each of the lane with approaching highway traffic maintained with the conditions sufficient clearly viewed with approaching highway even the absence of any of the design length of the gate arm may extend with the cross of 90% of each of the lane approaching highway traffic. Continue standard downward motion less than 3 seconds. Flashing light begin with the operator assuming the horizontal position at least 5 seconds before the arrival of the aim of the normal train movement. 234-255 gate arm mechanism inspection once each month with the gate arm movement once each month with the whole clear device once each year. 234 234-225 activation warning system. Maintain active the accordance with the design warning system. No event shall provide with less than 20 seconds of the warning time in normal operation through the train movement before crossing is occupied with rail traffic. 234-227 the train detection apparatus detection required with the train detection apparatus maintained with the detect with the train locomotive with the car which is occupied with the part of the train detection circuit in accordance with the design warning system. Present sand, rust, dirt, grease, and the other of the raw material prevents event. Shunting a railroad shall take appropriate action as required in 234-105. Shunting sensitivity 234-229. A train detection circuit shall be detected application 0.600 for the non-resistant shunting connected across any part of the track rails. Foul wires. Where designated foul wires shall connect the two discrete detectors maintained with the stuff of the condition ensure the proper operation train detection is required in section 234-227 it says two discrete conductors. 234-233 rail joint. Each non-insulated rail joint located with the limit to highway rail grade cross the detection circuit may be bonded. Each bonded and maintained with the stuff of the condition ensure with electrical conductivity. 234-271 inspect insulated rail joints, bond wires, protect and track connections once every 3 months. In 234-235 insulated rail joints. This is a bad insulated joint. Each insulated rail joint, the detection circuits must be maintained not to cause failure. Any detection, train traction, train detection circuit. 234-271 insulated rail joints, bond wires, and track connections once every 3 months. Reverse 234-237 the reverse switch cutout circuit. The switch for the train detection circuit equipped with the switch circuit control of the interconnected highway rail grade crossing warning system circuitry shall be maintained, but the warning system can be cut out only when the switch point is within 1/2 inch of the full reverse position. 234-239 tagging of the wires, interference wires of the tag and signals apparatus. Each wire of the tag otherwise marked with a can be identified with each thermal tags out of the marks of identification shall be made with the insulating material arranged with the tag of the wires not interfacing moving parts of the apparatus. All tag and wire identification with the correspond with the circuit plan is necessary with the pole. The wire identified with the railroad is non-compliance. 234-241 protection. Insulated wires placed with an underground wire. Insulated wire protected with mechanical injury. Insulation shall not be punctured for the test procedure purpose. Just unprotected wire that's placed underground wire shall have the insulation resistance at least equal to that of the wire it's placed. 243 wire on a pole line, aerial cable, all wires securely tied with the insulator properly fastened with the cross-arm bracket attached with the pole fixture with the wires required with the maintain clear all other wires. Open wire transmission lines of 150 volts must be placed at least 4 feet above the nearest cross-arm crossing carrying highway rail grade crossing control circuitry. Signs. Each sign must be made with maintain good condition visible with a highway user. 234-257 warning system operation. Each highway rail grade crossing warning system shall be tested for the proper operation placed in service once each month. Whenever modified disarranged warning bell over the stationary audible warning device used shall be tested and placed in service once each month. Whenever the modified disarranged extend amount of the testing warning system proper operation depending on the degree of repair, modification, disagreement, arrangement. Continue routine testing over the warning system comes with the activating the system performed through visual inspection, proper operation testing for the primary power and standby power sources. 234-259 warning time. Each highway rail grade crossing will be tested once every 12 months. And when the warning system modified because of the charge of the change in speed, testing can be accomplished by observation, train movement, by the calculation, traction, and simulation, train movement, or by electronic device accurately determine the warning time. 234-261 highway traffic signal preemption. Highway traffic signal preemption interconnections will be tested once each month with the relays. 234-263 relays. Each vital relay should be tested once every 4 years. Does not apply with the miniature non-vital relays. Motor control gate mechanism. Continue relay testing under this section shall include a close visual inspection, broken glass, foreign matter bent with the broken contacts, etc. may require the relay removed from the service. 234-265 time relay. The time of the devices time relay. Time to the devices shall be tested once every 12 months. Time should not be less than 90%, no more than 110%. Time devices perform internal functions associated with the motion detectors. Motion sensors, grade crossing protectors are not subject to the requirements of this rule. 234-267 insulation resistant tests. Insulation resistant tests should be made when installed once every 10 years. Tests should be made with all conductors within grounds between the otherwise conductors of the cable to track wires excluded with the requirements of this rule. Continuing with the insulation resistant less than 500,000 ohms, the prompt action required for the repair replacement of the defective wire cable until the repair replacement insulation resistant test must be made annually. However, the material and workforce available to effect for the repair and replacement corrective action should be taken immediately. When a conductor is found with the insulation resistant less than 200,000 ohms, the conductor should be either repaired immediately or removed from service. 234, 269 cutout circuits. Cutout circuits are any circuit which override the operation automatic warning system. This includes reverse switch cutout circuits of the device and enable the person able to manually override the operation automatic warning system. Each cutout circuit should be tested once every 3 months. 234, 271 insulated rail joint bond wire track and connection section require the insulated rail joint bond wire and the track connection to be inspected at least once every 3 months. 234, 273 resolve of the inspection test. Resolve of the inspection test recorded with the forms provided with the railroad electronic means subject to the approval of the Associated Administrator of Safety. Each record shall maintain with the name of the railroad .AR inventory number and place and date of the equipment is tested with the result of the test, repair, replacement, adjustment made, condition in which the apparatus was left. Continued, each record shall be signed electronically coded with the employee making of the test shall be filed with the office of the supervisory official for the jurisdiction. Each record shall be retained until the next record of the test is filed, but in no case less than 1 year of the date of the test. Each inspection test performed in compliance with the requirements set forth in section 234, 249 through 234, 271. Conclusions should be recorded. Continues of the test record of railroad location, date of the month and year, make, serial number, type of the resistance, pick up and drop away, working, roll over, flashing rate, and record marks. Recording marks. Inspection test monthly. 249 grounds, 251 standby power, 253 flashlight integrity, 255 gate and arm mechanism movement, 257 warning system operation bell, 261 traffic pattern. Quarterly, 271 track appliance. Yearly, 253 flashing light units, lamp voltage, 259 warning time, 265 time devices, 4 years relays, 10 years installation resistance. This is SNTC Fundamental Title 49 CFR 23 Subpart D Maintenance Inspection and Testing. The end.